Guess left can be right sometimes. Stories of death and the bodies left behind. A reminder that we're at the mercy of nature and the one that preys on others. Do you remember the beast that shattered your family, or did you choose to forget? You turned your back on our world and got lost in your own. Meanwhile, the predator only grew stronger. Better make a run for it. This is not the time nor place to end this story.
This show installed for everybody.
This time, it was best to run and live to fight another day. Let us hope you're ready for it when it comes. The predator isn't the only threat. The wildlife started to mutate when the end of days began, and the tree of life started to die. Oil sludges everywhere. To most, it only means death, but some have adapted to the new environment and changed with it. Evolution has its ways. Wiped out. Just stay down. Look, an emergency box from the once was. A rare sight. pipe looks weak. The claw bar should come in handy. Whoa! It's time to find a way out of this place. No, really, I mean it. The Morks produce biomatter in their multi-organ that they shed under distress. Blobs that affect the cellular coding strands of any living being when absorbed, including you. That's not going to heal well.
Thanks for the host too. That's awesome, man. Appreciate
it. Seems strong enough. Toxanol built vessels called arks to save themselves from the impending doom. But was it too late? It is only from the flight logs of the single ark they left behind that we know other arks traveled through the sky and beyond. It seems those that came before us never lost hope in finding a new home for their kind. Just a few moves left. Make them count. There are few records of the chain of events that led to the big apocalypse eons ago, but it's clear the world wasn't prepared for how recklessly the Toxanol Corporation would make its mark on the world. Their rare earth mining and nuclear industries generated tons of waste, and, without consideration for the future, they dumped it all in landfills until they ran out of space. That's when they made the big mistake. They began dumping the toxic waste in the surf just off the coast instead, assuming that it would sink and decay with time. And they were right. But no one was prepared for what was about to unfold. Once in the surf, the radiation interfered with the genetics of the wildlife and created bizarre mutations in their offspring. It had an inconceivable impact on biodiversity and the entire ecosystem. The world as they knew it crumbled as nature retaliated. It would never be the same again, and what remained of it became ours. The sound of spark metal going pew pew is never a good thing. It's coming from behind that door. A warning label. The box looks like a potential brain melt. It's going to take a bit of puzzling to short-circuit the door. There you go.
That real dumb. Oh my god, that was so hard.
The wheeled one is outnumbered. You'd better help him out. Almost there. Break it down. That's the last of them. Let's talk to the wheeled one before backup arrives. And sad. The child could have been anyone, but the evil it had fled had left a mark, a facial scar to remember the past. It's a scar you're covering under that eye patch, isn't it? But he would have recognized you anyways. You look exactly like your Muma. There's no doubt you're the child, and that what Lupa Lupin did to your village, your Muma and Popsy, was the beginning of the end. He says it has taken you a long time to bring the past back up to the present, to find your way back, but he's grateful you have. It was after the attack that the Unity fell apart. Your Muma's disciples divided and formed tribes as a reaction to the blight that had fallen upon the land. After the old village was destroyed and you disappeared, a struggle between the families erupted, and over time, the disciples turned against each other. Had it not been for the Tree of Life, no one would have survived. He hopes you at least remember the tree. Asks if you are tired, as it's a bit of a hike here from the village. He wonders if your Mooma knows you are here. The Nono prefer to hide in glittergrass. He says you should get over there and ruffle it. See if you can make one come out of hiding.
What the fuck is with that swimming? Oh, you can't swim. Good to know. Getting better to know. We're all they can swim for only a short distance.
You found... The Nono's key energy is just what the Pensai needs to complete its cycle and grow into a tree of life. The small tree you saw up there where you met will eventually grow into a tree of life and start giving back to nature. It'll be the heart of the land. You need to support the tree for a long time to come. The only way it'll grow tall is with the burst of ki released from the Nono as they become one with the tree. You'll need a net to catch the Nono, and he wants you to use his, but asks you to be gentle. The Nono are sensitive beings, an embodiment of ki, the primal energy. You handle that net like you've never done anything else. He's impressed. He's grateful for all the help he can get. There's lots of Nono out there that need to be guided to the roots of the Pensai tree. They're hiding in the glittergrass that mostly grows deep inside damp caves, where they draw mineral from the natural rock. One day, he hopes the tree will have grown tall enough to sustain the world. But today, your focus is getting this one to become one with the tree. Now that you've seen the Nonno's connection with the tree with your own eyes, you have no reason to doubt. From this day on, he'll make nurturing the Pensai into a tree of life, a life goal, not only for our village's sake, but for all of us, everyone. One day, the land won't be as peaceful. Not even your Muma will be able to protect us. You can already see the effects from how reckless those before us acted, and unless something changes, we're doomed. The land won't survive the side effects of the old world's industrial advances. He says you'd better hurry back to the village before your Muma comes looking for you. You did good here today. That's not true. She's the reason there's still unity, and the only one strong enough to keep the 6 Wang Fu disciples disciplined. He lost you there for a while, but no memory is alone. It's part of a trail you can follow. He says he remembers every single day he devoted to growing the Tree of Life, but now he's afraid it might be in vain. The tree started to die when the end of days begun, and it wasn't long after that that the World Eaters arrived. The genetic evolution that occurred after the apocalypse that Toxanol Corporation inflicted on the land set the World Eater's DNA into overdrive. His friend Gizmo is working on a Mekton and needs help defeating the Jumbo Puff at the end of the West Route. Wiz is still repairing his octopod to confront the Merc Puff that dwells deep down under the surface at the end of the Northwest Route. Noko has tamed the Midget and is preparing to take on the Hoof Puff at the end of the East Route. Finally, Goop is almost done with the Googlide, a machine able to ride the waves of the surf all the way out to the Porky Puff at the end of the route to the southeast. Out of Date says his friends are gearing up to stop the World Eaters. There's one at the end of each route. The road ahead won't be easy, but he's counting on your support. His friends aren't strong enough to end this on their own. He wants you to understand that you'll all die if the tree isn't saved. He claims names have power, so he gave them these names to weaken them. For him, the Porky Puff is particularly personal. It was that carnivorous beast that took his leg. Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters. You're getting the hang of it. Quickest way out is through the roof where they came in, and the rope looks strong enough to climb. Know that the Tree of Life is dying. Its days are numbered. Without help, it can't endure the environmental change and assault from the World Eaters. A signpost maps it out for the cartographically challenged. Let's see.
Really? You can just see on the side that open the map.
That must be the World Eater that chewed off Out-of-Date's leg. You'll need a hat trick to bring that down. The World Eaters have made their marks on our world over time. That's not the first nor the last village it'll leave in its wake. Look, a survivor. Glad to see someone made it out alive. He's heard the stories about the terror inflicted by the World Eaters to other enclaves, but never expected one to come all the way here. He worries there won't be much left to save if this continues, even if the Tree of Life survives the attack. He doesn't know what your connection is to this place, but something tells him you've stayed true to your heart. Anyway, he needs help and says it's by your actions you'll be judged, not by your... He's grateful for that. You still seem to have a spark of light in you.
That's a spark of light in you!
That's right. Smack that spark out before it starts.
You don't have to be so harsh. It's such a little spark.
Take it out now while it's small.
There's always another spark.
There's Out-of-Date again. He must have missed something important. Out-of-Date knows you'll make a better stand against the World Eaters with the support of a tribe, and there's two nearby. The Jatni tribe is likely to be your primary choice as they seek to become omnipresent and, most importantly, feared. Regardless of who you choose, it won't be easy, as the conflict between the tribes is worse than ever, teetering on the brink of war. The Myriad's conviction to stop the World Eaters began when the Leviathans rose from the depths of the surf. Siding with the Myriad's movement for wholeness in a fragmented world might seem like the logical thing to do, but is it the right thing? One thing's certain, though. Destiny arrives all the same. The Jagni tribe only ever had one conviction: to bring balance to the world by wiping out the weak. They believe a cleansing is necessary to restore the world and want to let the World Eaters bring down the Tree of Life. But siding with Jagni isn't necessarily a bad thing. Fate will find a way.
Tamuk Gabamuk Tab.
Out of Date says someone needs to break the stalemate and shift the balance of power to either Jagni's or Myriad's side.
Balu Udulua Tamuk Gabamuk Tab.
He believes the tribe Sifus, Jagni especially, will listen to you and expects you to pay at least one of them a visit and play your part.
Yalawa Watnawa. Setuata Bob Kila.
He believes you share Jagni's view on the world. Regardless, Jagni would welcome someone that had helped them against the Myriad tribe.
Fabube Muk Kofa. Luatolu Dum.
He'll be waiting for you beneath the Tree of Life if you lose track of what you need to do.
Dolomawanya. Yeah. Mufurbo. Boom.
Regardless, you'll meet again once you've played your part in the tribe war and the situation with the World Eaters.
God damn it. I don't want to kill the trees.
Another fork in the road. It's either the tunnel or the motor bridge. What'll it be? It's unusual that natural tunnels like this still exist. Most of them got flooded. Big fucks. Crush lust.
Okay, well,
Game on.
I just kill everybody. Cool.
Kill that one.
Who am I killing? I don't know who the bad guys were. Alright, I feel like dude.
This area was beautiful before the tribe war began. Look at it now. It's a war zone. That's the Myriad tribe's fortress. Will they be friends or foe? You should head up there. That way you'll know.
There you go. Gotta pee again.
Let's see. It's a beaten path to that door. If you go there, you'd better make an entrance. Says they're wary of strangers. They're at war. Says the Sifu decides who the Sifu wants to see, but is willing to let you give it a try.
Sibi? La fanen a ginkan man. Gerat na fal hut Mustugai la wute.
The Myriad tribe act on understanding of the greater good and a code of honor. They believe uniting the tribes is the only way to restore the peace. The Sifu is convinced that defeating the World Eaters and saving the Tree of Life is the only way to make the world a better place. He welcomes you to the Myriad Fort and introduces himself as the tribe's Sifu.
Hello?
But he was hoping you'd show up. The news of a vigilante Ronin on crusade crossing the Great Wall through the crack in Bunker 101 has preceded you. He heard you took out of Dateside against the scavengers in Bunker 101. It seems you believe in helping your next. And that's something you have in common. He's convinced you've returned for a reason and is glad you chose to come here. There's something about your spirit that sparks memories of you as a kidling. He can still sense you're kind-hearted. The Sifu says sometimes one memory can make another come to life. Your Muma invented Wung Fu. Originally, it consisted of unarmed combat and the 6 weapons: the boomerang, the shuriken, the bow, the staff, the nunchuk, and the hook and chain. The Sifu says it's time to set the past aside, at least for now. Unrest is sweeping the land, and there are rivals in all directions. Myriad wants unity between the tribes. Their goal is understanding of the greater good and establishing a code of honor. Says there has to be some dark so that light can prove its purity above it, and promises this will happen if you help them unite the tribes, defeat the World Eaters, and save the Tree of Life. He could only hope for you to do that, and is thankful you know what's right. That's a sign of strength. The Sifu was waiting for something to tip the balance in their favor, and with you by their side, he's confident you can unite the other tribes. The one you should coerce first. The Jagni tribe may believe that fear and hatred will lead them to domination. A vanquisition of the tribes and destruction of the Tree of Life won't be the restart they want. It's just an end to everything. Their kin have run out of options and found themselves backed into a corner. Even those who desire peace have been forced to prepare for war. They might bring them war, but they'll never take away their inner peace. He wants you to focus. These are the new rival outposts your tribe needs to take control of. He says you'll regret not being on their side. The only way you'll learn their secrets, Wung Fu and the tribe weapon now, is if you defeat him. And that will never happen. Even though you don't share their values, They hope you'll lead with mercy. The outcome of this war is up to you.
Karap la wute roplach. Labu.
Tells you not to be afraid. Your fate cannot be taken from you. Claim the rival outposts and earn the right to wield the tribe weapon.
Galavonai.
Once you've dealt with the rivals' outposts, you'll challenge their Sifu to unite their tribe with yours and let your kin share land again.
Polo sekarapudo.
They passed the point of no return as their words lost power and see no other way forward than using violence to combat violence.
Mulekan frifgel.
Seeing you brings back his memories of the old village.
The gula mamose. Brewere yonke.
Myriad wants unity between the tribes. Their goal is understanding of the greater good and establishing a code of honor.
Ah, guaremba. Gala wala click click.
He remembers your kind and unselfish soul.
Hello.
Anyway, the memories you make with your family are strong.
Very free.
He can't blame you for not remembering, but he can sense the stillness of something lost.
Right here. Oh, God. Oh, fuck this shit up.
Better beware, that's a mump up ahead. They were hit hard by evolution, the wonky ones especially, deformed and unfurred. You're not dead yet. You're looking sturdy. That ain't bad. Your body could change. Time is lost on this place, but it evokes a tingling sensation. There's something special about it, drawing you closer.
Here on the side.
Let's see. As time passes, memories fade, and sometimes feelings change. It's not about who you were, it's about who you'll become. This story is far from over. Echoes of a long-lost past, like whispers in the wind. Here's someone who takes each day as it comes.
Vanya ja.
He asks how you are today. Then he wants you to know that if you find yourself going through he wonders where you've been. He hopes you've been out at the lake, practicing your swimming technique. Goop says some choose to be lonely because no one understands what they're going through. If that's you, he'll try to help you if you let him. He thinks you should really know how to swim by now. And he'll be honored.
Oh, that's exactly how I was.
He says, that wasn't too bad, was it? At least you learned that you'll drown if you don't swim. But you need practice. Lots of practice. Great things usually happen. You just need more time in the surf. That's the only way you'll ever learn how to swim. He knows that's not true. You've just made up your mind you're not. Judging by your Mooma's look, it seems you forgot something. You promised you'd train with her before the sun goes down. It's time to go. The dedication to training is important. You can't rely solely on the fact that Wang Fu is in your blood. You should know, practice makes perfect. You have to keep working on it if you want to be good at it. She'll see you at the village square. She'll be waiting for you. There will be a surprise for you at the end, too. Here's another familiar face with lots on his mind. Asks how you're feeling today. His only interest when creating is that what he comes up with is actually useful. He was hoping you could help him pick up some scrap for a thingamajig he's working on. He's happy to hear that from someone that's a part of the coming generation. You owe it to yourself to protect the environment. You should look for things that are recyclable. It shouldn't take you too long to find some.
Why does this feel like a really long give a hoot, no pollute type of scenario? Really long commercial.
He wonders what usefulness you found. He says every little thing counts. He can work wonders with almost anything and asks... That's the spirit. You can't make a difference unless you get your hands dirty. He'd love to teach you to upcycle, and the scrap you found would be a good start. You did well, but he can't help but wonder why you decided to craft a weapon. He appreciates those able to deliver a sharp remark. He understands, but hopes you won't be needing it anytime soon. He thinks mastering the 6 weapon styles of Wang Fu is more than enough for anyone. He's looking forward to seeing what you'll make next. It seems you have a talent for this. It looks like she's starting to lose her patience.
Asil natu.
You know she doesn't like waiting for you. She wants to see you on the village square.
Ora sabut.
Then you've got a good excuse. You share a responsibility to prevent hardship on nature and the environment. It's your future.
Rohemu tono.
She wants you to grow up and start thinking for yourself. You really need to find yourself before she's gone.
Kentsib kamonu.
She won't live forever, you know that. But she intends to make the most of every day she gets, especially the ones you share together.
Andro anora kapapom.
You've always followed your own path, but this time she needs you to follow her.
Turi kumbalamua.
She wants you to understand that whatever path you choose in life, you must stay true to yourself. They look determined. Better watch out.
A funky donkey Danny.
He asks you to stop right there and wonders where you think you're going.
Shandu Shitoru se Talo Sagatele.
He says that it's not too late for you to turn back, though.
Talo Sagatele.
There's no way they'll let you pass.
Emma tua moana.
He wants to know who you think you are.
Emma tua moana.
You'll have to face pain at some point. He offers to help you get it over with.
What the fuck is that shit?
Apli tonomuta.
She asks if you're hurt. What happened?
Andro pala.
If confidence is silent and insecurity is loud, she thinks you're absolutely right.
Kalino?
The most important thing is that you're okay.
Kalino?
It's time to focus on your training now.
Katyak to pruta. Antoro.
She said it before. Wang Fu will keep your body in good health, and that's how you keep your mind strong and clear. Here's someone close to heart, doing what he does best.
Mishako here, Dabadam Wagsuva.
Seeing you always puts a smile on your Popsy's face. He wants to know how you're feeling. Training with Muma will make you feel better. It always does.
Echinye.
He asks if you could help him, too, before you leave for training.
Bestilka.
He wishes that was true for your Muma, too, but guiding the village into the future and teaching Wang Fu to her disciples seems more important for every day.
Bestilka.
He suggests you get going and find him gadgets and ideas for how you can upcycle some old fabrics.
Lema.
He's curious to see what you've found.
Gag.
He says whatever it is, it shouldn't be left forgotten at the bottom of a pile of recyclables.
Tarinman. Ralivaf Cairo.
He can work wonders with pretty much anything and asks if you know how to upcycle.
Tomosakula Imabella. Ovain.
Says at least dirty hands are proof that you tried, and that counts. That you failed this time doesn't mean you can't succeed the next.
Intabadanj.
He says it's about time you learned how and offers to teach you, starting with the scrap you found.
Owaksu. Mushtakamala nukun dunash.
The style might be too edgy for his taste, but it looks sharp on you.
Vaksa ush intabadan.
Agrees. At least that way it'll never go out of style.
Vaksa ush intabadan.
You should take it with you. Wear it to practice.
Jamakuda horedatunka.
He's sure your Muma will forgive you for not wearing the traditional outfit.
Mushtakbala.
He's looking forward to seeing what you'll make next. It seems you have a talent for this.
Inadabsunka?
Your Muma says it's about time you got here.
Arialoche nui mumera.
Hopes you're as ready as you claim to be.
Ritsentede. Arialoche nui mumera.
She says she is eager to get started. You don't have much time left before the sun goes down.
Dere kanoruta.
But there's enough time left for repetition, and you need it. Training dummies don't hit back.
Kanamunta.
Wants you to prove that with some practice first.
Amun.
Your Muma says you did well today. She's so proud of you.
Yo no massa mandurutu.
Thanks you for being such a good student.
Asadurutu. Kanamunt.
Been working on a present for you, with the help of Gizmo and Wiz.
Aplitonomuta. Anora kapapum.
You should go see him and find out what it is. You've deserved it.
Kanyala no toro.
Says he's always thought so well of you, just like her. Catchy.
Kanyala no toro.
Your Muma says she's never seen an apparatus as green as this little thing. It's wonderful.
Ora sadurut.
She's happy you appreciate what others do for you.
Kanamunta kensib.
A piece of Scraptronics like this has built-in old-world tech that makes it a potent communication device.
Kala.
It's called an automaton, and it's hardwired to your DNA. It'll follow wherever you go and see whatever you see.
Mustiki muhka.
You're lucky to have such a fine helper with you.
Gendrana mala.
Your Muma says you look tired. No wonder. It's been a long day.
Asana yotutupu.
Says a good rest makes you ready for tomorrow. Rest, and you'll find strength for tomorrow. Nothing could stop Lupa Lupin from setting the world on fire.
Adoro. Kensib. Kanamun.
Your Muma urges you to blaze a trail. A burnt kidling will learn to dread fire. Give it a last burst and you'll make it. Your Muma says this is it. The time has come. She must fight Lupa Lupin. This time there's no
Aplitonomuta.
He wants to destroy her. The time to fight is coming whether she's ready for it or not.
Ruemutun. Bolakudo. Kalino.
Whatever happens, you need to know she loves you. And everything she's done has been to protect you, your Popsy, and those she was chosen to lead.
Asadurutu.
She tells you to stay back. This is her fight. It has nothing to do with you. History.
Vaseno kasamanwaru. Kamonun.
She loves how brave you are, but she can't be worrying about you while she fights. This is her fight. Here it comes. The past coming to haunt the present. You must go through fire and water to make it out of here. Your Muma says you can make it if you believe in it. Where she goes, you go. Blood is thicker than water. You're in deep surf. Don't make waves. The surf goes where it wants to go. It'll take you to the shore as long as you go with the flow. Death is not to be feared by one who has lived life with a pure heart. A part of her will live on in you. The creature is hungry for more. Nothing is going to stand in its way now. If a sacrifice is made for someone else, it's not lost, but passed on to the next. Life must go on. Real sacrifice comes from love and necessity when all other options are exhausted. The ultimate test of conscience is the willingness to give up anything to save what you truly care about. What you do for yourself dies with you. What you do for your kin remains and makes you immortal in their memory.
That's some deep shit.
As the moment fades and is lost, the only thing that remains is loneliness. It doesn't mean you'll forget your past. It simply means you need to move on. The tribe's caught a fluffy hulk. Better watch out, it's no pet. They couldn't keep it down. Fluff hulk's on the loose. You're fresh out of key energy. Middle-lifed. You gave them no choice but to take it down, even though they'd planned to take the Fluff Hulk out to the Farfnaki Leaves and let it go. They've received news a Ronin had strengthened their ranks and were looking forward to meeting you.
Dredlechke Oj.
A group of myriad crusaders already headed out to Jagni's Mercadorpus outpost and are waiting for you there.
Repanak dai nevishun teba.
You should hurry there and help them best the outpost.
Rana yayarake nap.
Not really. It's west of Bricktown. You can spot Gizmo's chug yard from the hill it resides on.
Tushete temesu.
Look, an emergency box from the old days, when you needed to pack up. Wow, bet that nut makes a tight fist.
Oh yeah.
Tunnels like this still carry echoes from the past. Can you hear it? Sure useful. That notice board? Filled with the leftovers of used-to-be wants. You're getting close to one of those old Toxanol brick towns. Pay attention. The Toxanol Corporation made this place, and then just threw it away when they were done with it. Toxanol never cared about the waste, as long as they didn't have to pay to clean it up. There must be a track somewhere in this brick town. Just hope it's not buried. Let's see. The plague that's ruining the land needs to be stopped. It's harder for others to see you in the dark. Never thought I'd see a clothes soaker from the long gone again. It's an up cleaner of unwash, the clean-cut way to unstain garb. You need to get the pegs lined up to get the clothes soaker rolling. Just a few moves left. Make them count. That's spiraled out of control. You need to turn the pegs in sync. You really put a spin on it. How long has this night gone on? A flush stool from the back in time. It's an apparatus that sink-sunks yellow juice and brown bobs. Let's try out the brush. Seems like the tighteners on the piping need to be unturned correctly to drain the flush stool. That's the kind of trouble you really want to wash away. It's not so dark out anymore. You found the whereabouts, the deepest, darkest forest in the land, sometimes hard to see for all the trees. A duel. That's a resource totem, a monument left behind by those that picked scrap, trying to keep the area clean. Glad to see some wood scrap there. Daytime means the clock to nighttime is ticking. That's a Jagni tribe outpost. Everything feels better. The world wants to change